we're joined by Brad Cleveland, Customer Strategy Consultant and author of Leading the Customer Experience, How to Chart a Course and Deliver Outstanding Results. Brad, glad to have you with us.
Thanks, Peter. Great to be here.
Great. So, Brad, in the book, you suggest the heavy use of acronyms like CSAT and MPS can cause confusion around the customer experience. Can I ask, how can customer experience be made more understandable?
That's a great question. I'll tell you a quick story. I was sitting in the back of a large meeting room just before COVID shut things down, and this organization was introducing their customer experience initiative. And I was a speaker that morning, and they had different things through the day. So a session near the end of the day, they had two presenters go through the official launch of this effort. And they presented all these terms and metrics and they talked about surveys. They used acronyms like NPS and CES, customer experience, and it all sounded fine to me. I thought, 75-minute presentation, and near the end of the day. So we're heading to coffee, and I heard two people behind me as we're walking out of the room, one asking the other, "Did you get all of that?" And the other responded, "Not really, not much. I just hope it doesn't take much time because we are swamped." And I'm thinking, oh no, what did they miss? And I'm convinced we really need to focus on vision. What are we going to do for our customers? Not all these internal things. And as I reflected back on that presentation, a lot of great information, but we take for granted that everybody knows what those terms mean. So we really have to make it inviting and really have to stick to what are we going to do for our customers? What's true north?
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. And can I ask, what do you think has changed in the customer experience since the pandemic and as a consequence of the pandemic? And why is it particularly important to talk about that today, hence the publication of your book?
Yeah, the world got tumbled so quickly, and we had to all adjust so quickly. I was talking to a VP of an insurance company in February of 2020, and he was saying, we're going to move 30% of our workforce to home in the next 2 years. It's aggressive, but we're going to get there. And I circled back with him in April after the world got tumbled, and he's like, yeah, make that 2 weeks, and 100% of our team is now working from home. I mean, it's pretty amazing what we all did, right, to adjust and to make that happen. But we need to go forward and really think about what we're doing long term and get things right. And clearly, we need to be resilient and flexible. Quality standards in customer service environments versus strict how-to scripts and that sort of thing. We've got to enable people to think and make good decisions and look up information. We've got to have a cross-functional approach across our organization because our products and services are evolving and adapting so quickly, and it's what we're hearing as we engage with customers that's so informative to those efforts. So really breaking down those silos, we've got to make customer experience very real, very relevant, and very quickly because it is center stage every day now.
Absolutely. And so one of the points you make in your book is that where you suggest that companies strengthen the individual purpose of their employees or agents across their organization. So how can companies do that, and what is the benefit of for the company as a whole?
Yeah, boy, that's a great question. I'll tell you a quick story that comes to mind. I tell this because it's a simple example, and if this organization can do it, anybody can. But a consumer products company, very straightforward products for the most part, had a customer service operation, and it was the second from bottom in terms of employee satisfaction across the organization. It was dreadful. They really didn't want to be there. They got their foot in the door there so they could move on to other jobs. Their turnover was high. And I remember spending some time with their director, and he's like, I could do about anything, and it's only going to get better. I thought, well, that's one way to look at it. He's like, what do we do? I said, I bet your team has the answers. Ask them, start pulling them into this. And so he had a meeting, and he asked them, what can we do to create more value? What can we do to make this more fun for you? And I remember one guy near the back of the room, he had his arms folded. He's like, I don't know how we can create more value. We're just handling complaints all day. And they decided to test that. Well, what's causing that work? They started to investigate the drivers behind it, and they discovered that 11% of the contacts on one of their simple spray cleaning products was because the cap was hard to remove. So you'd buy it and take it home, and it would too often shear off the nozzle. You have to throw it away. So they shared that data with their packaging partner company, and they redesigned the cap, and those contacts went away. And they're like, whoa, that's cool. What else can we do? They started listening. They started capturing that intelligence. They began working with IT on systems improvements and marketing on marketing improvements and product design and development in those areas. One of their senior execs said they're like the secret sauce to our research and development efforts. So turnover went from this high number to virtually zero. Next time I visited, everybody had a new bounce in their step, and they're like, we're a part of something that matters. We're making a difference. So I think purpose and ensuring that our employees and our teams know how important they are, and they see how we're using the insight that they bring to these efforts, and they're making a difference far beyond just those they directly help. Or their specific role, whatever it is. I mean, this really is a team sport. So I think purpose and really knowing what we want to accomplish as an organization, what's our vision, and inviting people into that. We need them, and it's exciting for everybody and works better for everybody when everybody feels ownership in that.